And to Let's Talk Chemistry with Pastor Dan. We're going to do 2 days here. We're doing days 12 and 13. The test is coming up. Test will be in 2 days. So we're doing a review, 2 separate reviews. You can either do it 2 separate days or you can do them both and go back and practice them again. I always have kids ask me, why do we test? I mean, can't we just say we know it and we're good? That doesn't work. Sorry. The reality is if we don't test ourselves, we don't grow, we don't become all that we're supposed to be. And God speaks to that in His Word. The book of James. The book of James is one of my favorite books. And I think the reason why for that is that that's the kid brother of Jesus. And I think if you grew up in the house with Jesus as your older brother, you learn a lot of stuff. So in the first book, in James 1, verse 2, it says, "Count it all joy, my brothers, whenever you taste trials of any time, because the testing of your faith develops perseverance." Now, first 1,000 times I heard that, it just drove me nuts. What do you mean, count it all joy whenever you taste trials? I'll be honest with you, whenever I've had trials, whenever I had testing, one thing I never felt was joy. Now, one of the best preachers I ever heard was a man named Adrian Rogers. He's gone on to be the Lord now, but he gave a sermon I heard one time. He made a good explanation of this. He said that testing is like being in a sport. I don't know if you ever played sports before, but if you've ever played sports, you always put your best player on the other team's best player. So if a trial is coming at you, it means that you're up to the challenge. Now, I know that things aren't always easy and it doesn't make a lot of sense, and sometimes we don't understand why trials have come. I have many stories that I can share on that, and I will, but not today. But those are things that God gives us to, 1, strengthen us, 2, grow us, and 3, show His love for us. So testing is good. Testing is coming. Let's review. First review we have here, review 1. This is for day 12. Okay, so what I have, you can either copy this down, I'll try to put in the comments, download, whatever. I have 5 sig fig problems, so I want you to go through and tell me how sig figs are in each of these. Then I have 4 unit scientific notations, so I want these 2, I want you to convert them into scientific notation. These 2 I want you to convert into regular notation. I have 2 density problems, so I want you to do these density problems. Remember, do your graphic organizer, put down D equals M over V, identify D, M, and V, rearrange your equation, plug in the answer, use your units, cross things out like we've always been doing. Unit conversions, I've got 2 of those. Remember to set the given over 1, use all the equalities, cross out in the bottom, going into on top. Remember your sig figs. And then 1 percentage error problem. Remember the equation, TV, absolute value TV over E minus EV all over TV times 100. All right, so that's the first practice. So you copy these down or download, whatever works for you. This is the second. Now this would be day 13. All right, so here I have more sig fig problems, but I did a math problem. So you have to do the math operations as well in here. I have 3 unit conversions, so we're going to convert from miles to kilometers, from kilograms to tons, ounces to cubic centimeters. I have 4 scientific notation. These you're going to put in regular notation. These you're going to put in scientific notation. I have 3 density problems. So do the density problems again, graphic organizer. And then 1 unit conversion means percentage error problem. And then I have some terms that we might be seeing on the test. Terms are not necessarily our biggest focus in this class, but they are necessary to know. So make sure you go back through and study those. So we'll go through and have the answers. All right, cool. So here's the answers. All right, so pulling it up. For 2480000, I only have 3 sig figs because these are not 0, they're significant. Over here, I have 3 sig figs. The 2 and 5 are not 0. The 0 is after number, after decimal, showing exactness, 3 sig figs. 7 here, because this one is significant, the 1's significant. I have 5 zeros between them. They all become significant. That's 7 sig figs. Over here, I have 6. The 5 is significant. The 5, the 3, and the 4, these 2 are between. They're significant, 6 sig figs. That's an equality. Equality is significant. This becomes 1.03 We're moving decimal 8 places to the left, so it's times 10 to the 8th. This is 2.5000. Those 3 zeros are there because they're after number, after decimal. They're significant. They have to be there. Moving decimal 5 places to the right, it's negative. Okay, for this one, it's -5, so I'm going to go this way 4 places. I have to have the 0 on the end because it's significant. 0.00003250. And this one's going to be 12200, bar over that because that's where the significant figures, but 3 more afterwards. That's the number. Okay, for here, we're going to take D equal M over V. Density is unknown. Mass is 13.350 grams. To find the volume, we're doing water displacement. So we're going to subtract. We have 7.4. Divide them through. We get 2.47972973 grams per milliliter. But we only have 2 sig figs in 7.4, 5 sig figs in 18.35. 2 is smaller, 2.5 grams per milliliter. Over here, D equals M over V. My D is 8.287 grams per milliliter. That's my density. Mass 17.550 grams. We don't know the volume. Solving for mass. Mass is equal to density times volume, but I want volume, so we're going to divide both sides by density. So volume is equal mass divided by density. 17.550 grams. Divide by 8.287 grams per milliliters. My grams cross out. I get 2.11774. 828 milliliters, but I have 5 sig figs and I have 4 sig figs. 4 is the least number. 2.118 milliliters is the answer. All right, so for this one, I start with my given over 1, 345.995 feet. 1 foot is 12 inches. 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. 100 centimeters is 1 meters. 105.459276 meters, but I have 6 sig figs, so it's 105.459 meters. Over here, 7250 kilograms, 1,000 grams over 1 kilogram. Kilograms cross out. 1 pound over 454 grams. Grams cross out. 1 ton over 2,000 pounds. Pounds cross out. 7.984581498 tons. Only have 3 sig figs. Answer 7.98 tons. All right, last problem. We take our TV, which is going to be 50.760 grams because it says true value. EV, experimental value, 46.22 grams. We subtract them, we get 4.38 grams. Divide by 50.60 grams times 100. 3 sig figs. Answer is 8.66%. That is acceptable because it's less than 10%. All right, let's go to the second review, a little bit longer. All right. So we do this, we get 89.835, but we have only to the first, to the ones place. So therefore, it's going to round up to 90. That 0 has to be significant, so we're going to put a bar on top of it. We subtract this, we get 1.465779, but the last row column goes to that 10th place, so it's going to be 1.5. 90, the bar divided by 1.5 gives me 60 with a bar over it. That's my answer, is 2 sig figs. Over here, when I do multiplication, 19.23 times 0.02, I get 0.3846, but I have 4 sig figs, 1 sig figs. I only have 1 sig fig answer, it's 0.4. 798.08 divided by 3.980, I get 200.5, 226131, but I can only have 4 sig figs, 200.5. Additional last row column, answer is 200.9. All right, we start with 9.270 miles, 5,280 feet is 1 mile, 12 inches is 1 foot, 2.54 centimeters is 1 inch, 1 meter is 100 centimeters, 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters, 14.1937985 kilometers. The answer is 14.917 kilometers because I have 5 sig figs. All right, over here, I have 2780.00. 1,000 grams is 1 kilogram. 1 pound is 454 grams. 1 ton is 2,000 pounds. 3.06, 167,009 tons. So we have 6 sig figs. So 6 sig figs, 3.016167 tons. And then 38.25 ounces. 1 cup is 8 ounces. 1 quart is 4 cups. 1 liter is 1.06 quarts. 1,000 milliliters is a liter. 1 cubic centimeter is a milliliter. 1,127.653302 cubic centimeters, but I only have 5 sig figs. 1,127.7 cubic centimeters. We do this, we're going to move 3 places to the left, so 0.0045 double zeros. Those zeros are significant here, so they're significant here. We have 5.00 10 to the 8th. I got to move it 8 places over, but 2 decimals, 2 zeros in are significant. We should put a bar on it. We'll move this 6 places and go at the end. That 0 is significant, so we put a bar on it. And then we're going to move this one 5 places to the right. Those 3 zeros are significant, so they're significant there as well. All right, over here, I'm going to move this 7 places to the left. So it's 1.25235 times 10 to the 7th. I have 3.450, that's 0 significant. I'm moving it 4 places to the right, so there's -4. I'm moving that 8 places to get over to 2, and there's no numbers afterwards because nothing more significant. And then we're moving that 9 places over, so we get 1.400506 times 10 to the 9th. Dimensional analysis, graphic organizer, 18.90 divided by 2.780 grams per milliliter. Grams crossed out, 6.342 milliliters. Over here, we're solving for density. Take my mass, divide my volume, only 1 sig fig, so it has to be 20 grams per milliliter, not 24. Over here, we're solving for mass, so take the density times the mass, we get 12.85, 4 sig figs, 4 sig figs, 4 sig figs, the answer. We got to find density first for this, so my experimental value is 2.518 grams per milliliter, so that's going to be my EV. My TV, according to the problem, is 4.000 grams per milliliter. Subtract that, I get 1.482, last fill column, they're all significant, divide by 4, 4 and 4, I get 4 in the answer, times 100, 37.05%, answer is no. The reason why it's greater than 10%. Now, here are my answers for my terms. Scientific method is systematic approach to solving problems. Hypothesis, educated guess. Theory, best explanation for a problem. Belief, assumed to be true, is a law. Bias is perceived ideas that can affect research. Metric system, a system of measure based on 10. Accuracy, close to measure to accepted values. Precision, close to measure previous answers. Scientific way of expressing large numbers or small numbers by a base number and a power of 10. Way of determining the certainty or confidence in a number, significant digits, significant figures. Density, mass per unit volume. Percentage error, mass of a means of determining the level of accuracy of a measure, and there's expression. Length is a meter. It's the length of krypton gas emission. It's a meter stick, 0.01 decimals. Mass is grams, 1 cubic centimeter water, also a kilogram if you want to talk to it. It's electronic or beam balance, 2 decimals. Volume is a liter, it's a cubic decimeter. Graduate cylinder, 1 decimal. And temperature is Celsius or Kelvin. Water freezes at 0, boils at 100 degrees. It's a thermometer, 1 decimal place. All right, that is that there. Okay, so review through those, review a couple times. I will have the test inside of the format, however we get this figured out, and then the answers will also be downloaded so that people can study them for later. All right, we're good. Take care. God bless. Bye.